Matt, in today's lecture, you shared some wonderful themes and overviews about the use of music in engaging young people in ministry. But then about halfway, two-thirds of the way through the lecture, you turned to very concrete, pragmatic tips, kind of the greatest hits of what youth ministers should be thinking about when they construct a music program for their kids. Could you just share that overview with us?
Yeah, so a few of the questions are, first of all, you should be asking, what's my space like? What's the physical space like? If music is about creating a kind of spiritual space, the physical space still really matters. And you should be asking, where am I meeting? What's it like? You also then want to be thinking about what kinds of songs am I going to be doing? What kind of genre am I going to be pulling these songs from? Right? Is it going to be contemporary? Is it going to be from the long tradition of the church? There are a lot of choices these days. Our world's full of different genres. How am I going to choose? Then, once you're within a genre, my thought is this is less of a question and more just some advice. My instinct is, go with simple. Don't be afraid of the simple song. Don't be afraid of the song that doesn't seem to have a ton of theological content to it, right? Because there's something else that we're after here. This isn't pure catechesis. It's part of what's going on, but it's not the only thing going on. Related to that is, when you're singing your simple songs, don't be afraid of repetition. Repetition is your friend. As you're singing an individual song, as you're thinking about how many songs to program, repetition is your friend. A small number of songs you repeat again and again and again. When it comes to actually then choosing the songs, I think my thought is that there are a few topics you probably want to make sure that you hit. One is, of course, encounter. If encountering God is what we're about when we're doing musical worship, we should make sure we have some songs that are explicitly talking about a kind of, I want to see you, I want to know you, I want to encounter, a song that's about encountering God. We also want to be singing about brokenness and failure. Kids in our culture are just under a ton of pressure to perform constantly. Church and youth group hopefully is a place where that's not the case. And if we can be singing about our sin, our failures, our brokenness, if you can pair that with your own kind of personal testimony when appropriate, that's a huge gift, a huge gift to our kids. And then I think, beyond that, I think it's important as you move away from maybe the very beginning stages, I think the next step is really to say, how do I get my kids involved in doing this? How can I have the youth, whenever possible and appropriate, leading? Because then now we're just not just giving someone a fish, we're teaching someone to fish. And then I think that's where this becomes really multiplicative and really, really powerful.